Again. Hello, everyone. Here we are. We're at the Learning Commons. This evening, we were supposed to have a forum for the Board of Ed candidates of Verona, Dominic Ferry and Mike Boone. Dominic Ferry is ill tonight, cannot make it. And so Mike Boone will be here and answer some questions and speak about his candidacy for Verona Board of Ed. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Palma, and thank you everybody for coming here tonight. The fact that we have such an engaged community shows the importance of a school board election. At the very local level, I think all elections matter, and we need a involved, engaged community to make sure that we continue to thrive. So thank you all for being here. Particularly thank you for Sarah Coe for making this event possible under all sorts of challenges. We appreciate her perseverance. And also I want to thank my lovely wife, Danielle, unfortunately named Danielle Boone, for she married into it, guys, I'm sorry, for allowing me to be involved in this. So again, thank you for the participation. The question I get a lot as I'm walking around town here in Verona is, why am I running? Why am I running now? And the main reason that I'm running is I've put both of my children, my wife and I have put both of our children through Verona schools, from Lanning preschool all the way through HBW and through Verona High. My youngest just graduated this past spring. He is now a freshman. My oldest is a senior in college and getting ready for grad school. The fact that they are succeeding in upper college programs, that they're taking classes with names that I cannot even pronounce, and they are thriving. And they are thriving because of Verona schools. And it's my passion to make sure that future students, future generations of students, have the same opportunities that my kids did. I think Verona schools are in a great place, and I want to make sure that we, as a community, continue that spirit of improvement. Now, my day job, I work for a global company. It has about 50,000 employees around the world. I work in corporate communications. And I have an MBA in business, and then an undergraduate degree in journalism and communications. I like to tell people that I'm a bit of the black sheep of my family because I come from a family of educators, from my father to my sister to my nieces, cousins, all across the Midwest, across the Atlantic seaboard, are engaged in public school education. My only contribution to that legacy is I serve as a college adjunct instructor at Marymount of Manhattan. And we get students, again, from all over the world as well as from across the country. And the success that I see from our students, the students that are in our program, I can immediately identify who is from New Jersey, mainly because of the degree of aptitude that they have to be prepared for college. And I am immensely proud of that, and I just want to see that preparation continue here at Verona High. I am a 22-year resident of Verona. My wife and I came here in August of 2001. At that time we lived on Linden Avenue, and then in 2010 we moved over to the Brookdale section and have been there ever since. It's most certainly we're going to be here for a good long time, and again, having been brought up by a very community-minded father, I just want to carry that spirit forward. So that's a long-winded introduction on my part, and I'm happy to field any questions that you folks might have, whether it's related to our strategic plan, which Mrs. Fresky and Ms. Prisco could probably correct me, but we're in year one of that strategic plan, or any other issues that may come to mind. I'm happy to have that conversation.
What's one part of the strategic plan that you're excited about?
I think, as I'm going to my notes here, the college ready, I think speaks a lot to what I was talking about in the introduction. I think whether it's seeing it through my children or through my children's friends, the fact that they are stepping immediately into their college programs and succeeding, if not exceeding where they were when they first were in high school. Attending the meetings here, I see a focus on making sure that our kids are prepared for that next step. But most importantly is that we are not ignoring other opportunities. Not everybody is going to college. There are wonderful trade programs that we are working toward making sure that students are aware of them and are prepared for that if they choose to follow that path.
I know you've done a lot of door knocking for quite a few weekends now. What would you say is the biggest takeaway with regards to your discussions? What do you feel is most present on whether it be voters' minds or parents' minds? And is there a difference between the two in terms of?
Yes, I think the difference is notable between families that do not have children in the school. And let me take that one first, and then I'll come to families that do have children in the school. I think families that do not have children in the school recognize the fact that they have invested heavily in their homes. That's the greatest percentage of their wealth. And they also hear that the number one reason that people are coming to this town is because of the school system. It was the case when Danielle and I came here 22 years ago. And it is the case now. We just had some friends move into the Forest section, and they had been trying for 3 years to find a house in Verona. They found the house, and they are excited. Next year, their oldest will be going into the school system, and that is why they're here. And these families that don't have children actively in the school recognize that their investments in their homes depend so much on the school's success. To your other question about what am I hearing from parents, it does vary depending on what grade level their students are, but I think the number one focus that they want to hear is, I think back to our earlier question, how are we preparing the students, or how is the school system preparing the students for future success? And that's on several levels. There's concerns about how are we communicating what their options are through special services? Again, this is also packed into the strategic plan. Are we identifying, excuse me, are we identifying challenges that students have at the appropriate level? Are we getting reading interventionists into the programs? I know that we are having a pilot program throughout the elementary, or through some of the elementaries that can identify areas of improvement for teachers, or students, excuse me. We are also identifying opportunities to enhance the math skills for the students. So that's one area of concern among the teachers, or the parents asking about the school systems. Another area that I feel that is top of mind is just how the school system is addressing areas of accountability from various administrative purposes, and again, baked into that strategic plan is a focus on continuous improvement, providing teachers with the resources that they need to keep abreast with the latest trends. In other words, putting the teachers in a position to help the students succeed.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Yeah, don't be shy, please. We got the room booked.
All right.
I'll give you an opportunity to talk. So a question that always comes up as a sitting board member, when I was sitting in the hot seat, when, Mrs. Prisco, Mr. Day, is how do you understand the role of a board member? Because what the community thinks a board member does and what a board member actually does is sometimes very different.
Yeah, and a very sweet story. One person that I spoke with thought that I could also help fix the potholes here in Verona. So, but there might be others that could do that. But it kind of goes back to the question that was asked earlier. Is it one of the biggest educations that I've had in doing a lot of the door knocking is that people don't fully understand what a school board member can and cannot do. And I have found myself having to take a moment and say that the school board member's role is primarily to focus to make sure that the administrators and teachers have the tools that they need, and to also ensure that we are following state guidance and state mandates, and that we are collaborating as a team with that administration to make sure that we are working at optimal efficiency. Our role is not to create policy. Our goal is to make sure that our schools are adapting to those policy requirements and expectations that the state sets the table for us.
Anyone else?
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, well, thank you, Mike. Thanks for hanging out.